Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is the Magic Review. Hey, today we're going to look at Light from Mickael Chatelain. What is Light? Light is a very creative take on the pick a card, any card trick. At its core, a pick a card, any card trick would be fanning the cards, having someone take a card, the card comes back, and then the magician finds the card in a magical way. Well, the magical way that Mickael has come up with is to take the cards one at a time and tap them against a small light bulb that's been screwed into your tuck case. So one at a time, you tap these cards against the light bulb until the spectator's card is tapped against the light bulb and the light bulb illuminates, thus revealing the spectator's card. This is super easy and very creative. Let's talk about this review. All right, so a couple questions we always ask about all of our magic reviews, and the first of which is, what's in the box? It's not a box, it's a little Ziploc bag. Little Ziploc baggie. Inside, you're gonna get the instructional download code. That'll take you out to the internet. You'll get roughly 29 minutes worth of instruction, and you'll get the gimmick to do the effect. Now, you're gonna need your own deck of cards, your own tuck box. You'll need all of that yourself. So right away, let me just say, the light bulb is not gimmicked in any way. You could use any light bulb you wanted. If you thought that one was too small or too big or the wrong shape, you could get any light bulb you wanted. And of course, you can use this with any deck of cards that you would like also. Mickael will teach you how to rig your cards in a way that would work. But, depending on your skill level, you might choose to do it a little differently. The magic is done with what comes inside the bag. Now, what comes inside the bag, I can't tell you. If I told you, even if I started giving you some hints, I think you'd figure it out right away, because this is a prop that I had a long time ago when I was younger. It has a name that's very familiar. It's a very familiar brand, and I remember seeing this available in just about every magic store. I think for a while it was even advertised on TV. I've seen this even sold like at street vendors with people outside trying to sell this thing to you. It's not exactly that. It's a little different. It's not exactly the same, but it's very, 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 very similar. Okay, so you're gonna get all that, and it's really nice. It's a really well-made prop, and you could certainly use this prop for other things. How are the angles? There are angles. If you watch the trailer and you watch how Mickael holds the cards as he taps, I think that would alert you to the angles. And I don't think you need to be as cautious as he is. I think there's probably an easier way to do this, and you don't have to be as rigid as it's performed in the video. I think those of us who are a little bit more comfortable with the prop would certainly come up with a better way of performing this. But yes, there are angles to this that you can cover either with the deck or with your hand. Can it be inspected? Well, like I said, the deck is normal and the light bulb is normal. Those are the only two things a spectator should ever see, and those can be inspected all day long. All right, so what's the overall quality and production value of the video? You can download this in English or French. It's not filmed professionally. It has a very low production value. It looks like this was just filmed in a living room with a camera phone. It's mostly a table shot of Mickael's hands and the cards. As far as what he's going to teach you, he's going to go through the effect. Obviously, he'll talk about what you get and how to use what you get. Again, I can't give you any secrets. He's going to teach you two different effects, two different ways to do it, the main handling and then a bonus. Mickael does have an accent, but it's not hard to understand him. As far as this being well made, it's very well made. Like I said, this gimmick has been around in other versions made by other manufacturers, but this one is well made and it's versatile. It's very versatile. I think you know, some tricks are like one-hit wonders. You buy it, you can only do it with this trick. But I think something like this, you could certainly use it in other areas. All right, so how much practice does this require? Very little. There's no force on this, and that's part of the process of the trick. But you know, with the card trick element to this, you could do it any way you wanted. You don't have to do it the way Mickael teaches, and he teaches you a very simple way to do this with a key, okay? But I would say you could do this, you know, however you want. If you want to force a card, just so you know what it is, force a card. If you want to do this with marked back cards, so that you know exactly when you hit the card that's supposed to be lit up, use marked back cards. Nobody would know, right? There's lots of ways to do this trick, and I think just within the 29 minutes that Mickael teaches you, I think it's so bare bones. You and I could come up with all kinds of ways to make this our own. How much setup and reset is there? Again, very little. The cards are normal, the light bulb's normal. It's just a couple of things to have in place, but reset and setup is so super simple. Positives. Hey, this takes the traditional pick a card trick and brightens it up. Light is easy to do and very visual. All right, negatives. What are the negatives? You know, with every trick I review, I try to show you a little bit of good and a little bit of bad because, you know, I get these tricks for free. I'm very blessed, very thankful for it. But at the same time, I don't want to sell you something or make you buy something that you're not going to love. And so if I offer up something, you know, a couple things that I think are negative and that is fine with you and you're okay with that, then at least you're going to buy something with full knowledge of what it is, right? And that's all I want to do. Like I said, the gimmick's not original, so the gimmick's already out there. You might actually already have the gimmick. I have a gimmick that would do this before purchasing this. It's also a little slow. The pacing of the trick is a little slow. You know, when the card comes back and you reshuffle the cards, that spectator's card could be anywhere. I mean, what if it's 50th in the deck? If it's 50th in the deck and you're gonna go through and tap the light bulb 50 times, like, that would be a long, boring trick, right? So it's a little slow as far as just the routining goes. So, I mean, there's that. And I think lastly, like I was saying, well, the light bulb's not gimmicked, which means you never see the light bulb light up. You're never gonna be able to hand the card to the spectator and have the spectator tap the light bulb and have it work. I mean, if it works for you, it should work for them, right? So where's the magic coming from? Is the magic coming from the light bulb? Is the magic coming from the spectator's touch? You know, oh, you last touched this, so now it's going to have a connection with you and the light bulb. I mean, what's the story that you're telling to make the light bulb illuminate? Where does the magic come from? Is it coming from you, the light bulb, the cards? What? So it should be consistent. You know, if the magic's coming from the light bulb, then it shouldn't matter if you or the spectator touch it. If the magic is coming from the spectator, then, because they held both objects and then there's a connection to it, well, then the spectator should be able to touch the card to the light bulb and have it illuminate. So I think you really need to work on your story and your pattern, your presentation, so that the end makes sense. Otherwise, you're just touching a light bulb with cards and then boom, one lights up. Is it worth your money? It's $35. $35 should give you somewhat of an idea of just the work that's gone into the gimmick, right? The gimmick itself has elements and features to it that need extra care. It's the only way I can say it. And there's extra expense there. And I would say a lot of what you're buying is this gimmick, okay? And so just be aware. Who would like this? I think this would be great for restaurant magic or bar magic, especially places where it's dark. You know, if you're already working in a dark venue and you have a restaurant table or a bar counter surface, a trick like this would be fun because the light, I think, would be so bright and so shocking and so whoa that, you know, you would get a lot of reaction. And maybe, you know, seeing that light from other tables or across the bar, it might draw people over to you and say, what is this guy doing? Oh, he's doing magic tricks. Hey, let's stand and watch. So I think it's a great attention getter in maybe a more darker space. All right, so that's everything I can say about light from Mickael Chatelain. Of course, I want to thank Murphy's Magic Supplies for allowing me to have this so that I could do the review for you. And if you'd like to purchase it for yourself, you can find it wherever quality magic tricks are sold. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you very much. See you. Bye.